Hi guys! In today's video we'll be doing this Harpy inspired doll repaint. A Harpy is a mythical creature described as being half human and half bird. To make my hybrid, I kept her human face and hair somewhat, and then gave her bird feet and bird wings, but I kept her hands free still. For the base of this doll, I'll be using this Cleodinai Monster High doll. I bought this one secondhand online, and I got a really good deal on it since it's very well kept. Starting from the top, I removed the head from the body so I could cut away the colored sections of the hair. I wanted my character to have black hair, so I kept the majority of it. Once I had cut off the colored sections and also the bangs, I used a pair of pliers to carefully remove the plugs. Once that was done, I took some plastic doll hair which I had cut away from another doll, and I used my homemade rerouting tool to add new hair to the bare spot. Once you're done rerouting, you want to take some glue and spread this to the inside of the head to make sure the hair won't come out. To tame the new hair, which was very poofy, I poured over warm water to comb it down, and then I let it dry. Use some acetone or nail polish remover to remove the face. Once the face was clean, I primed it with 3 thin coats of the Mr. Super Clear spray before using my watercolor pencils, chalk pastels and a bit of mica powder for the repaint. As usual, I started by sketching on the shape of the eyes. I wanted her to have a predator, bird, feral kind of look to her, so I made her eyes kind of scary. I only used 2 shades of chalk pastel for this repaint, one being pink, which I used on the lips and the cheeks, and the other one being black, which I used for the rest of the shading. I kept the lines of both the eyebrow, eyes and shading going in like a diagonal upwards direction, going out toward the temple, since it gives this kind of mischievous evil look. This was the first layer, then I took the doll outside, sprayed it with Mr. Super Clear again and worked on top. When I repaint, a lot of the layers has pretty much the same steps because I just go over the same areas and deepening the colors. I added very dark shading around the hairline to sort of make the hair and the face blend together because I will be adding feathers on top of this later. For the eyes, I mixed together some water with mica powder and painted this on for a magical shimmer. And that's a second layer. I extended this shading by the hairline down in almost spiked towards the middle of the face, before going in all over the face with a light skin color for highlights. To darken the area around the eyes, I used the watercolor effect of my watercolor pencils. And time for another spray. I added quite a lot of highlights to this doll in the eyes, because otherwise they looked a bit flat. I also added some harsher highlights around the face of the doll, still using the white pencil. Then I sprayed it with the final time of Mr. Super Clear. Once the sealant was all dry, I glazed the eyes and lips with a water-based glaze. I also glued on some pretty dramatic doll eyelashes, and then I used some blue feathers that I will also be using for the rest of the body, and glued these onto the eyebrows and also the hairline. Now onto the body. I wanted her to have bird feet, so I started by modding those, by filing away some of the side of the foot to make it look more slim, and then I used some air dry clay and glue to sculpt the new feet. I started by adding the first 3 toes that are in the front before covering the rest of the foot. I kept it all looking a little patchy because I wanted it to extend gradually up the leg and kind of, morph her into being a woman rather than bird. Once the feet was all done, I added patches of texture both to the hips and the shoulders. I sealed in all the air dry clay using glue just to make sure it wouldn't flake off. Once dry, use acrylic paint to decorate. Once you're done painting, you want to seal in all the areas using a matte glaze. And then I used a bit of polymer clay. I used Fimo in black to sculpt some small claws and then glued these onto the feet. And that's the feet done. Now we can move on to the rest of the body. I used black acrylic paint to mark off the areas where I was going to cover in feathers to make sure that no skin would peek through. To get good coverage, I cut the fluff from some feathered and started by gluing this on, and then I glued the larger feathers on top. To form the wings, I started by gluing on feathers to the underarm from the front in the shape I wanted the wings to have. Once that was dry, I flipped the doll over and then created the same shape on the back side using feathers to kind of densen up the look. The important thing here is not to add any glue to the joints, because then you won't be able to pose your doll. When you're happy with the look of the wings, add more of the tiny feather fluff on top to cover the ends. When you're happy with the look of your feathers, let it all dry, attach the head, and then our Harpy's done. I really hope you guys enjoyed this project. A Harpy was the most requested creature, so I really hope you liked it. If there's any other monsters, fairy tale creatures, anything like that you want to see me make, leave them in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in a new one real soon. Bye!